Well, 'cause you
Yeah,
want to-
sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's begin. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting for the Cumberland Fire Committee on Tuesday, September 28th. I would like to begin with a call to order and a roll call. Commissioner Archambault is absent and excused. Commissioner Hogan,
Here.
Commissioner Kutsiani,
Present.
Commissioner Pacone,
Here.
Commissioner Jones,
Yeah.
Commissioner Santoro.
Present.
Very good. As we begin our moment of silence and the pledge, could we please keep Dennis DiGiulio Sr. and his family in our thoughts? All rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, general announcements. Just, I suppose, as an FYI to everyone, I understand that we will be having our meetings at the Cumberland Public Library for the foreseeable future. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Today we are at the Public Safety Building, which is very nice, and the following meetings, until otherwise noted, will be held at the library. Any other general announcements from anyone? Moving forward, approval of the minutes from the 8/24/2021 meeting. Is there a motion on the table?
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve by Commissioner Hogan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Santoro. Is there any discussion regarding the minutes? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes from 8/24/2021?
Was I there at that meeting?
Were you at the meeting? Yes, you were.
Okay, thank
Yeah, you were at the meeting. I believe everybody
Everybody was there.
Yeah,
everybody was there.
amateur meeting, that's all.
Oh, no.
No, Commissioner
No,
Pacone.
Pacone.
Commissioner Pacone was
not
absent.
here. Huh?
Thank you. So Commissioner Pacone will abstain. So all those in favor of approving the minutes for 8/24/21, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. New business. First on,
Communications.
are there any communications? New business. Discussion, consideration, and possible vote to approve the chief's report for August 2021. And stepping in nicely is our deputy.
Good evening. I sent you the report. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I will highlight quickly for you. Last month was 435 calls for service. I believe, I looked it up, last year, August was like 428, so right in line. Third week of August, we had Hurricane Henry come in. We had a plan to deal with that. Luckily, we didn't have to enact much of that plan. We had 4 storm-related calls. Our fire prevention office is doing really well with Inspector Jason LaValle and Administrative Assistant Kerry Smith with overdue fire code inspections, the follow-up documentation, and the re-inspections. Unfortunately, we received word that we did not receive an AFG grant for this year. We put in for mobile and portable radios that we desperately need at this point. We will continue to look for funding for this. Once we, as a side note, not in the report, once we formally receive the rejection letter, we can contact our contact with FEMA, who can open our packet and see how we were graded, and possibly see if we can do better next time. Or where we fell short on the needs list. Our technical rescue team participated in a joint training exercise in Fall River at the Battleship, Massachusetts, with the Warwick, Rhode Island Technical Rescue Team and the Bristol County, Mass Technical Rescue Team. Our newly hired firefighters have been doing live fire training and RIT training. That's a normal follow-up after their time at the academy. I say normal follow-up, that's something that the Blackstone Valley Chiefs have instituted over the last 5 or so years. I was in contact with Chairman Jones of the Capital Improvement Subcommittee, and in cooperation with Chief Anderson, supplied the committee with a list of capital needs. Later on in your agenda, I have a request for approval on a resolution to buy turnout gear. We can talk about that then. And finally, I'd just like to publicly thank the administrative staff of Beth Markey, Kerry Smith, and Steve Greenhall for their assistance in helping me while Chief Anderson's been on leave. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Does anyone have any questions for Acting Chief Mccabe? Commissioner Santoro?
Hi. Acting Chief, do you feel that the need for the radios, as I do, needs to be attacked this year without the grant? I mean, I personally have seen and witnessed, and been standing next to the chief when another chief couldn't talk on the radio at a 3 or 4 on fire in Lincoln. And to me, personally, I'm not a firefighter, I don't claim to be a firefighter. I think these radios we have are 17 years old, or 14, something. 17, and we are like the last town in the state, correct? To convert?
I can't speak to that.
Yeah, I think that's what the chief said. Do you think we need to move money and to spend the money from our current budget to get us up to speed with because neighboring towns we cannot talk to at certain fires, correct?
No, all of our neighboring towns we have the ability to patch through. Currently.
Every single radio, every single portable, or just the chiefs, like some?
I believe every one.
Okay.
Central Falls and Lincoln are on 800 now, but they are simulcasting.
Yes.
So we can still use our old frequencies in our radios.
Not Attleboro.
Not that ever, yes.
Plainville?
They're still on the VHF.
They're still
I'm sorry, UHF that we operate on. The problem is obviously that the infrastructure is old. And with the merging and the loss of call force over the years, we had a nice abundance of spares. And as you know, I was surprised. I looked at established November 10th, 2014 as wow, 7 years already.
Yeah.
Those spares have been put into service as the old ones break. The old ones, I shouldn't say the old ones, the ones that we currently have.
Yep.
The ones that we currently have that break are no longer serviceable. Motorola won't touch them. So we still have some spares, but that pile is getting down to the nitty gritty. And we were really hoping for this grant.
Yeah.
So when you say this budget, I think we have enough spares to get through this budget. We probably need to talk about something for next year.
Okay.
And Chief Anderson will be back for that.
Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
what are we looking at, Jeff, as far as money-wise to replace that radio system? Rough guess, it doesn't have to be.
Well, the grant we put in for was $600,000. There are some options available. There's a company out there that deals with leftovers and warranties, where we could get new-ish radios, if not brand-new radios, with full warranties for a fraction of that price. And that's something that we've preliminarily looked into, but you're probably still talking, you know,
250, 300.
I was gonna say 80.
Oh,
Oh, 80.
Yeah, well, you say low 80, but you're.
but that's
looking
still
at the
80,000, yeah,
budget.
exactly.
There's no 80 in
Yeah,
the
there's
budget.
no 80 in the
Right, we don't
budget.
have
That wasn't that our copay for the, I thought it was 800,000 was the AFG grant.
Initially it was 800, they pared it back to 650.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty much what our copay would have been, the 10%.
Correct, but that was not budgeted.
I understand. Oh, it was not budgeted.
Correct.
We didn't budget that because we didn't have the grant award yet.
So we're in a predicament, but it's not an emergency. And we have time. We have spares still available. We have time.
Thank you.
Just as long as it's not a safety issue, that's, you know, if it gets to the point of being, you know,
It is not. If any
yeah. And
if
I
any portable
respect-
radio is broken, we have spares still available. Mobile radios, we have had to replace them.
Yep.
They're about $1,000 a piece.
Yep.
It's in the budget and we do it. And that's only happened a couple of times. So
Thank you.
we're okay for now.
Just a quick question on the radio system. This is the 800 megahertz, what they call it talk groups. In other words, if you're going into Lincoln, you're actually, you think of it as a frequency, but it's a trunking system. Is that correct? Well, I'm not thinking of it right.
On the 800, yes.
It's on the 800. Right, so that if you're going to Lincoln, you might not be on a certain frequency, but it's all computerized and it switches you to their operating frequencies, the way I get it. It's quite a system, so.
Correct. It's probably, it's above my pay grade, but it's similar to like a cell phone. It's not really your line, you're using it for that period.
Right. So, jumping down to Acting Chief McCabe's report, that we did meet, just sort of goes along with his report, so I think I can speak on it. We did meet briefly on the capital improvement meeting, but unfortunately it was no command staff available due to a wake that we all wanted to get to also. So Vinnie and I had met Commissioner Pacone and went over quickly but thoroughly the list that Chief McCabe submitted to us. So I had informed the chair that I'd like to meet in person again and get the three of us together, plus the chief and whoever he needs to be there to further explain this. So on the 800 megahertz radio project, we should probably include that with the thing you had submitted to us, the trucks and the station needs.
Yes.
So we can update this.
The copy that, so that was, yeah, yes.
That's before that we
The
knew
the copy that I gave you was before we received word on the radios.
on the grant, right? So we'll update that, and I'll get to you, Paul
Thank you.
and Vinnie, and regroup so we can do it, meet again. And I think Vinnie had mentioned that we should get finance either co-meeting with us, or we'll get together and then give finance what we feel would be the priorities, because this could change now with the radio system. Does that sound okay?
Yep.
Yep, it's good.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Chief.
Any other questions?
I make a motion to accept the.
Paul?
Madam Chair,
Paul?
one question.
Oh,
Madam
Commissioner
Chair.
Commissioner Kutsiani?
Chief McCabe, I know you already said that the grant was not accepted. Is this a type of grant that can be renewed in the near future, or do they have a specificity of when you can do it
So it's yearly.
yearly?
I would expect that the opening, it's usually late, I want to say about January is the deadline to put in. So any day now, I would guess, we would be getting the invitation for next year.
Okay. So it's
So,
done on a calendar year basis, maybe?
yes, but and it has to be funded by Congress.
Yeah.
So Congress has to fund it, which they've done now every year for close to 20 years, I would say.
Yeah.
This was like an after September 11th thing, I believe. It's been funded every year. So they're closing out, they gave their last awards just a couple weeks ago, so that they're gonna close that out, then we'll get the invitation for next year. In the meantime, the gentleman's name is Dave Parr, he's the Northeast rep for the FEMA AFG grant. We'll be in contact with him to review last year's request, and we'll work from there.
Do they give you some idea, not for discussion, but did they give you some idea of what you might do in a future application to so-called maybe improve your chances?
I think Mr. Parr will help us the best he can. There's several, there's technical review, there's peer review, there's several stages of.
But do they specifically tell you what review you didn't quite meet, or so you can prepare for the future, or is it just, no, not accepted?
I think we'll get something better than that.
Okay. Okay, just-
Yeah. In other words, like, so in the years past, we tried to get a truck, and trucks, you have to have old trucks. Your composite age needs to be old enough to qualify. I don't know why our radios weren't old enough to qualify. It could come down to taxation,
Yeah.
ability to pay.
Is that an indication that our trucks are not old enough? Just joking, just joking.
True, yeah, because they don't take into effect that 16-year-old trucks should not have frame rot.
Any further questions? Thank you, Acting Chief McCabe, but I also want to thank you for acknowledging Kerry, Beth, and Steve for assisting you. That was very nice of you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of?
Nope, I make a motion first.
That's right, sorry. Make a motion, please.
Motion to accept the chief's report for
Thank you.
August 2021.
Second.
Second. Motion was made by Commissioner Santoro, second by Commissioner Jones. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of accepting the chief's report from August of 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next on the agenda
Madam
is,
Chair, not to be technical,
yes,
not to be technical, but just so there's no confusion, it does say the chief's report for September of 2021.
Not mine.
no, mine says August.
Mine says
Yours
August.
does?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mine says
Is that good?
August.
we're not at the end of September yet.
I'm reading it off of the, of this portion over here.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Not to be technical, but
Well done, Chief.
it says September.
That's where I'm reading it from.
Okay. Next on the agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible vote to approve the finance director's report from August of 2021. Steve?
Good evening, everyone. I emailed everyone the financial statements again, and I just wanted to bring their attention to our collections. As of the end of August, we are at 55% collected, which is very much in line with where we were last year. And I also want to mention that the audit has begun for the financial statements ending June 30th. Today I emailed and uploaded a lot of information for them. They're going to do it similar to last year. A lot of it was virtual, and exchange information back and forth through email through their portal. So they'll be doing more of it beginning on Monday, but all that information has been uploaded already. So if anyone has any questions on the financial statements that I presented, I'll certainly answer them.
Steve,
Yes.
I noticed that we're at 55% at this point in time. Is that around where we usually are?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any other questions for the finance director? All right, is there a motion on the table to accept the finance director's report from August of 2021?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Pacone.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any further discussion?
Great job as always.
Hearing none. Let's go to a vote. All in favor of approving the finance director's report from August of 2021, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is discussion, consideration, and possible vote to approve Fire Committee Resolution number 2021-09 to authorize the purchase of replacement turnout gear. So resolution states authorizing the purchase of replacement turnout gear. 5 sets of turnout gear need replacement. The National Fire Protection Association recommends replacement every 10 years. 4 of these sets have reached the life expectancy limit. 1 is severely worn out. Whereas the Cumberland Fire Department's budget account 6, line 6110.1 was budgeted to include these replacements. A quote from the vendor utilizing the Mass State contract, Fire 04/Fire 04A, Public Safety Equipment, Supplies, Services, and Repairs. Pricing was received. Now therefore be it resolved by the Cumberland Fire District as follows. Authorizing the purchase of 5 sets of replacement turnout gear from Northeast Rescue System at a cost not to exceed $14,000. Is there discussion on the resolution?
Steve, is that the state MPA pricing that we received?
Not state of Rhode Island, Massachusetts, MTA pricing, yes.
I make a motion to accept.
Well, is there any further discussion
I think
first?
you need motions first, then you have discussion after that.
Or any questions?
Just a general question, Chief. Looking forward to the aging of this turnout gear, is it pretty much falling into like 5 sets a year or a year, or is it going to spring up on us?
No, pretty much there's 50 people, 10 years, it's 5 sets a year. It doesn't always work out like that, but it's very, very close. The reason why this is coming before you tonight is we normally buy 2 sets at a time. 1 set, 2 sets. 2 sets is under Steve's limit. So we buy it and you, other than the finance report, you don't even know it. In this case, we pushed off a few sets. We've got a set that didn't make it its whole term, and due to the dollar amount, it's in front of you tonight. But it was planned for in budgeting, and finance budgeted for it, and it's ready to go.
Thank you.
Is there a motion on the table to accept the
Motion,
the resolution?
motion.
Motion by Commissioner Santoro, second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Pacone. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, let's go to a vote. All in favor of supporting Cumberland Fire District resolution authorizing the purchase of 5 sets of replacement turnout gear from Northeast Rescue Systems at a cost not to exceed $14,000, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next item on the agenda is public input.
I'm going to say something tonight, or ask something, Cindy, if I could.
Absolutely. Please just state your name and your address.
Ernest Semino, 15 Sanford Avenue. From what I hear, I'm assuming it is correct that the district's finances are in a lot better condition than they were in the previous year. Would that be correct?
That is correct.
Good, okay. I thought so, but not having all the information on what's going on. Sounds as if it is the way things are proceeding. That's very good news, and I'm glad to hear it.
We reduced our deficit,
Yes, I knew that.
got rid of it.
Oh, you got rid of the whole thing?
Correct? Yes, we got rid of the deficit.
Oh, that's even better.
Isn't that amazing? Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
And it was, you know, due to the firefighters, due to fiscal constraints,
Yeah,
that we were able to reduce it quicker than we anticipated.
that's great, good news.
Thank you. Any other public input? All right, is there a motion on the table to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Commissioner Santoro. Is there a second?
Second?
Second by Commissioner Hogan. Any further discussion on that? All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.